Ko Hawaii Pai'aina, the Hawaiian archipelago, situated in the middle of the blue waters of the Pacific Ocean.
Kanaka has stewarded this aina, this land, for millennia, caring for her in times of peace and prosperity, clinging on to her in turbulent times of disease and death, political unrest, the overthrow of our Hawaiian government, and purported annexation and occupation by the United States.
Despite adversity and struggle, the Hawaiian people, like the mighty Mauna Kea, are still standing.
Some with feet planted firmly on their one hanau, their birth sands. Others, like modern-day voyagers, ventured away from the comforts of their kulaivi, their homeland, seeking other opportunities.
Still, they carried with them na ano o na kupuna, the ways of their ancestors.
To a new aina they now call home.
Aloha! I'm David D, along with my titas Lina Girl and Mele Apana. Welcome to the Kanaka Connection, bridging the gap between our native people here in Hawaii and the continent.
And you know, it's really important bridge because now there are more Native Hawaiians on the Aina A than there are here in Hawaii.
In Clark County, Nevada alone, which includes Las Vegas, there's a population of 22,000 Native Hawaiian and other Pacific Islanders. It's no wonder some consider it the ninth island.
And despite criticism, that's where Kuhio Lewis and his team from the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement hosted the inaugural Western Regional Native Hawaiian Convention.
It was a rough time, and even now we continue to face criticism. I guess what we're looking at in terms of moving this convention away from Hawaii is the opportunity that we can extend to these ohana to come home, to be a part of Hawaii again. Their fabric, the connection to our culture, it's so critical to the vibrancy and future of Hawaii. And I feel we made the right decision.
Ai Pololei. Bringing Hawaii to expatriated Hawaiians means so much, especially to those who long to go back home. Like Naleo Pilimehana's very own Lehua Kalima Alvarez.
Well, we moved to Vegas because my husband had lived here before, so he knew the people. His family also is here, and he could have walked right back into his job that he was at before. So that's the main reason we came back, and we did that because we were all of a sudden had 3 kids in college. So his daughter and my daughter are the same age, and they both graduated in 2019, and then I had another son graduate in 2020. And so suddenly we had 3 kids in college, and we're living in Hawaii, you know, just barely making ends meet. And he said, you know, it'll be easier if we go to Vegas. And I'm the person that said, I'll never leave Hawaii, you know, I'll never move. But, you know, when you get kids, right, you kind of just make all the sacrifices that you can.
This was early 2020, months before the pandemic hit and the eventual shutdown of the world's economy.
And at the time, I was like, oh no, what are we gonna do now, right? Because then now his job is done, and I'm not working, no gigs anywhere. I said, well, if we're gonna be not working, we might as well be not working in Vegas where the cost of living is cheaper.
Much cheaper. According to a recent study commissioned by PayScale, a real-time salary data company, Hawaii's cost of living is 84% higher than the national average. Housing costs top the national average by a staggering 214%. And Hawaii's grocery prices, they exceed the national average by 50%. So the move for Lehua was out of financial necessity.
I mean, we were just barely making it, you know. As much as people think like being a musician is, oh, you make a lot of money, and oh, no. Ask any musician in Hawaii, you know, it's a struggle.
Another Hawaii musician, Gary Haleamau, and his wife, Miss Aloha Hula 1988 Sheldine, made the move so long ago, it's hard to remember when.
Well, we've been in Las Vegas for...
It's going to be 14 years this year.
What?
Oh, that's just the question again. We just been through this. I get 20 in my head, 25, 24 years.
Okay, more than 2 decades. And in the time the Haleamaus have been in Vegas, 2 of their 3 handsome Hawaiian sons were born there.
But as they were growing up, Gary and Sheldine made sure that they knew their identity as Kanaka.
Primarily it would be to just remind them of what it is to be Hawaiian. Not only that it is being from Hawaii, no matter where you're living at the time, we have our koko is Hawaiian. So we would speak phrases, we would eat, of course, local food. Of course, hula did a lot.
Doing the things we did growing up, keeps them grounded. Hunting, fishing, whatever it may be. The parties that we had with families, the gatherings. And I think that kind of sort of just brought them together, keeping them grounded so they know who they are.
A sentiment shared by Kalihi-born Las Vegas resident Tyson Camarao.
This is the crack seed wall.
This is crazy.
He and his wife own Leilani's Attic, a retail grocery store in Las Vegas, and together they've taught their 5 children the true essence of what it means to be Hawaiian.
It's family first. And family the ohana just doesn't mean me and them, or my wife and them. It means everybody. So it means the people that we interact with daily. I think one of the biggest lessons that I make sure I teach my kids is that when you are out in the world, you are showing that spirit that we have as people. You're showing that aloha spirit to people. And not to act in a way that would bring that down. Always think about your aloha spirit, and always think about how you're acting when you're interacting with other races, other cultures, and other people.
No, I can so relate to that. My tutor used to say, Mele, you better not shame the family name, otherwise I'm going to give you cracks, okay?
And Tutu also said, eat like there's an apocalypse tomorrow, yeah?
Yes.
I don't think it's apocalypse. I think it's eat like there's a famine tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
But, so speaking of eating, guys, coming up, we catch up with some friends who are serving up some local kind grinds in Vegas.
It's one of the ways they stay connected to home through food. But up next, we sit down with the new chair of the Department of Hawaiian Homelands.
He has a plan to keep Hawaiian fams on Hawaiian lands. Keep Hawaiian fams on Hawaiian lands, yeah.
I like how you did that, sister. We'll be right back.